Hi everybody, here's my topic, two traps in internet study. As the Professor Shuri Toko MIT Initiative on Technology and Self-Study, nobody who's been teaching for 25 years would say that our students are not different now than they were then. Why the professor say that? Because the internet changed lots of things in education and did a big influence to students. We are students and over half of our lives are in digital world. So this topic is related to you and me. My writing class have a discussion about internet and education, so I have searched lots of resources about this topic. So in this speech, I'm gonna talk about the negative influence of internet to study and another reasons, and then find the solution to avoid this problem. Now that let's go to the body. There are two traps in the internet study: multitasking and superficial thinking. The first point: internet made many students prefer multitasking, which will decrease their study efficiency. Honestly, you will see many students watch their cell phones while working, sometimes even with the headphone. In the classroom, you can find some students looking at their laptop while listening to their professor, sometimes while even with making notes. Look the screen. Um, Obviously, many multitaskers think they are good at multitasking. You know what? Multitasking actually makes them slower than focusing on one task. Look the screen. The reason might be that switching from different tasks will not only need time to adapt, but also will make memory sunk into chaos. So, the second point, internet made students tend to superficial thinking, which will limit their study degree. On the one hand, students' thinking hobby can be affected by their learning style. Look the screen. Which means the internet encourages us to trace in the information as much as possible, even though we have no time to observe it. The constant information impact will also not allow us to slow down easily. But, okay, where are we now? On the other hand, to think deeply, we need to think independently. To chase the study degree, we need to study habit like deeper reflection, rigorous reasoning, which cannot be obtained by shortcut. Look this screen. Actually, they can only be established by each of our independent thinking. Look the screen. There is no denying internet benefits us a lot, but we have to admit that internet made many students turn into multitasker and superficial thinker, which will decrease their study efficiency and limited their study degree. Now we found which traps are in internet study. The next step is to figure out how to avoid this trap. The first solution, which the limit internet in study. Don't get me wrong, we cannot just study without internet. The solution is definitely not simply like that. Look at the screen. The correct way is limit internet exactly on the place where we are not supposed to be distracted, such as do not bring laptops to the class unless it is necessary, and limit the internet exactly on the time when we need to stay focused, such as keep away from your cell phones while you are doing homework. But this is not the end of this matter. Look the screen. which means even though we stop use internet right now, the internet can still impact our study continually. In this situation, we need another medium to balance the influence of the internet. That's the printed book. I think is a kind of ideal medium. By producing a kind of mental discipline, it can focus the attention which be distracted by internet. Look the screen. Actually, they can no. Therefore, the narrow pathway which be vacant by the internet can be strengthened by reading printed book. Now we know limited internet and the reading printed book are solution, and we cannot do them in isolation because they support each other. For example, we can limit internet by encourage students to read internet book. Printed book. In the meantime, no internet will make students focus reading easily. Now let's turn to the visualization. What is the direction for internet study in the development in the future? Look the screen. Frankly speaking, no matter how serious the problem which the internet made, it is still play an important role in our study more and more. But the student will use internet rationally instead of limiting internet. The using method should be able to maximize the advantage of the internet, such as manage, search, and retrieve. At the meantime, it needs to minimize the negative influence to people's thinking habit. All in all, judging all above together, we can make a conclusion that there are two traps while using internet in study: multitasking and superficial thinking. The former one will decrease study efficiency, and the latter one will limit the study degree. In order to increase study efficiency, we need less control of the internet using in study time. In order to study deeper, let's do more printed book reading and keep thinking independently. In the end, I want to say, internet just like a good weapon in study which can help us defeat our trouble, but don't let it hurt ourselves, because as we all know, technology is a double-edged sword. That's all. Thank you.